Mike, did you pick this event? It's a nice pick, man. I'm actually pretty excited about it. I used to work at State College Tower.
Thanks for coming in today, everybody. Melvin Leroy, Urbis Brian, thank you for being here. Welcome to the stream. Just getting started and underway here. It's going to be trying to get the background to look a little more orange than pink. Why does it look so pink? Oh, it looks a little bit more orange, I think. Anyways, we are doing the Flight of the Living Dead event here. This is the GA style coming from the Flying Club. Pittsburgh, or I should say Cleveland ARTCC is doing the Flight of the Living Dead event tonight in Pittsburgh. I spoke with their event coordinator and asked them, hey, look, can we do a Flying Club event into Allegheny County, which is just outside of, obviously, the big Pittsburgh airport. And they were thrilled to have us, so that's why we're doing this. And we're doing this as a traditional group flight, old school style, like the way we used to do most of our events towards like the start, like the beginning portions of the Flying Club, where we used to all just kind of get into a conga line and go point to point all in the same path, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to be going down from Allegheny, or I'm sorry, we're going down to Allegheny from State College right here. Talk to a couple of our New York ARTCC friends who are going to control us ground and tower tonight. I'll be right down in departure off runway 6. Pretty much just a straight shot then out of here going to towards like this McVille 6 Pop 7. We'll just kind of navigate GPS. We're just basically trying to get to the Allegheny River is kind of the goal here with that straight shot. So everyone is going to be doing the same thing here. We're going to go 4,500 feet. Or you can go 6,500 feet depending on however you want to do it as club member. I'm going to go 4,500 feet. Then we're going to just follow the Allegheny River all the way down as it snakes through to the city of Pittsburgh. And then obviously we'll get to the point where the three rivers meet. You've got the Allegheny, the Monongahela, and the Ohio River. Once we get to the point, we'll shoot on over down to the Monongahela River, and then eventually get in contact with Allegheny Tower, which I've been told will have a tower specifically just for us at Allegheny to handle us tonight. And the idea, though, is that the club wants to stay below the Pittsburgh Bravo. We kind of want to be there, but obviously not in the way of what they've got going on during their big event tonight. And we're going to do that by making sure we remain below the 2,500-foot shelf right here. And so as we're coming through here, we're going to go like 2,200 feet, 2,300 feet along the river here, around the city, around the point, and then get ourselves into Allegheny County. And that's kind of the idea of the group flight. And I'm going to be briefing the club members at 7 o'clock Eastern, so that's about 15 minutes from now, and we're all going to be doing the same thing. And that's kind of the goal of the event, is we're all going to kind of get into a conga line. Hopefully there will be a minimal amount of passing, so we'll have the faster aircraft go first, and the slower aircraft kind of lag towards the back of the line. And just like we used to do back in the day, I'm going to be the first person to take off and lead the pack, and hopefully, in theory, be the first person to land at Allegheny County and kind of lead the way for this club event. And so that's kind of what we got for you here. I got the drone cam going, so you can kind of get a look and see if what do we got in. We got a handful of club members that are already on the ground here at University Park. Got a nice little freeware scenery. And I imagine there's going to be a pretty decent amount more club members starting to spawn up onto the ramp here as we get closer to the start of the event. I've got my airplane started already, and the reason why I already started my airplane and kind of got it set up even before starting the stream and obviously before the briefing is since I am going to be the first one of the pack getting out of here. I want to be pretty much, as soon as I'm done talking with all the briefing stuff, I want to be able to get out of here, be ready to go right down to the end of the runway, lead the charge for the flight tonight. And so that's why I'm already kind of fired up and ready to go. So we'll kind of just hang out here for the next, like I said, about 14 minutes until it's time for the briefing. And then we will move right along here. So if you're a Flying Club member and you're tuning in, I hope you're joining us. If you're just here to watch a stream, welcome. And we'll have a good time tonight flying in the Mooney. I got the stream volume, or the sim volume, turned all the way down pretty much right now. You guys can hear. Once I'm done with the actual briefing for the Flying Club, then we'll turn the sim volume up to the normal level so that we can get the airplane noises. But for now, that's just the view and the sound you're going to get, and you're going to have to listen to me talk for the time being. And we'll go take a look. Flying Club Discord, I see 7 in the channel so far. Again, the briefing starts in about 13 minutes. So again, we've got ourselves a pretty straight up traditional group flight. I already see a couple of the Flying Club, actually, not the Flying Club, but my NY Air TCC guys that are going to be, I gotta go talk to them real quick and give them a quick brief. Give me 1 second. While I do that, connected.
Connected. Channel switched.
Thanks for coming in today, gentlemen. How's it going? Alright, real quick brief for you guys. Like I said, it looks like it's going to be runway 6. It's a right traffic is the normal for runway 6, so it'll be right down departures pretty much for all of us as we head out to the west. So that's what you can expect from pretty much all the club members. I'm going to be the first to go because I'm leading the pack, so you'll hear me call first when the time comes. And other than that, it's you guys know what you're doing pretty much, I would imagine. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, so I'll talk to you guys then.
Yeah, see you soon.
See.
Disconnected.
Alright, so the NYAR TCC guys are briefed up. And we're getting ready here for a nice GSA Flying Club event. Let's see, for their the actual Pittsburgh event tonight, they currently have 18 arrivals scheduled inbound to Pittsburgh. I see already 9 on the ground for us at University Park. So there is just the slightest of possibilities that we might have almost as much traffic going into Allegheny as they do for the traffic going into Pittsburgh, because it is a Tuesday night. So even though it is a VAT USA event into Pittsburgh, usually the Tuesday night events are not as populous as, say, an F&O or a Saturday night event or a Sunday event. That's just kind of the way that it is. So, but we'll see. You never know. It could be that we have more traffic that goes to Allegheny than Pitt. That would be pretty awesome, actually. That would just another way to, show the power of GA, right? Not be necessarily a bad thing. And I know we got a handful of guys streaming tonight for the event. Aside from myself, I know I saw Boozy Sheep was streaming as well. He's streaming the event tonight. If you wanted to check him out, and let's see. I know actually he's the only other one that I see so far that's streaming the event. But I know that there's a couple others. I know Brant said he was going to partake, so I imagine, and that would be Melvin Leroy. I imagine he's going to get his stream up and running here shortly as well. So yeah. Should be a good time. And Slant Alpha Adventures is also going to be running up his stream. soon. So there will be a handful of guys streaming the event this evening. I'm, doing the Virtual Safe Flying Club event, and we'd love to see it. That's what I like to see. I like to see that we have these real good participation numbers for the club. Makes me very happy. Excuse me. I'm just looking at something on my other screen here, chat, so bear with me. As you can see, we do have tower and ground up for University Park for us. Very nice. And Pittsburgh is starting to get their staffing going. Hey, Grizzle, thanks for coming in today. Evening from Milwaukee, so you got a Milwaukee overnight. I've heard, I don't think I've ever been downtown Milwaukee, but I've heard that Milwaukee is actually a pretty solid downtown. So again, we're just waiting here because I'm going to be doing a briefing in about 8 minutes for the Virtual Safe Flying Club, so bear with us on that. Nice, well, enjoy it. See 12 in the events channel of the Discord right now, so everyone's starting to kind of load in and get ready to go here for the event tonight, for the briefing et al. Yeah, hopefully you get it done, man. I'm sure you'll be fine. Once you know how to fly a jet, it's not too hard. Yeah, I know you're working. Don't worry about it, man. Fancy pants airline pilot now. Just like me. Yeah, and you're always going to learn something on every trip, every flight. But once you get like kind of the training done and you start to kind of get a rhythm with the IOE, then the line check's not going to be a problem. That's more or less what I'm trying to get at with that. So again, just hang tight with me, chat. I'm doing some things off screen to get ready to go here because I got the briefing that I'm going to be starting here in about 5 minutes. So just hang tight with me. Everybody's kind of getting lined up on the line here, getting ready to go. Very good, very good. I see 8 connected so far to the network, but we have 13 in the briefing channel. We got about a couple minutes left before I start the briefing. Radio check.
555.
Thanks. Alright,
Radio
turn.
check 2.
Loud and clear. I turned the Discord volume down.
Sorry if you heard me there.
You're good. Get started in a couple minutes here.
Radio check.
Loud and clear. Alright, bear with me again, chat, here while I take care of this briefing that I'm going to be starting here in just a few minutes. Pretty much just a minute now from now. Alright, I'm showing 7 o'clock on these close, so I'm going to get started with the briefing. Thanks for coming in today, everybody. If you take a look at what I'm streaming to the Discord, we'll kind of just go through real quick the routing specifically, and then we'll talk more about how we're going to kind of get in line with the speed of our aircrafts and things like that. But we'll talk specifically about the route first, since that's kind of the most important part tonight. This is going to be a traditional group flight. This is going to kind of go back to what we used to do a lot back when we first started the Virtuous A Flying Club. Was a lot of everyone kind of following in the same line, in the conga line. Just like old days, I'm going to lead the pack. I'm going to be the first person to depart in the Mooney, and so on. But we're going to take off here out of State College. It's runway 6 based on the wind, and it's a right traffic out of this airport off of runway 6. So we're all going to do right downwind departures to the west. So we'll do the full right downwind off of runway 6, and then when we kind of clear to the airport area, then we'll head out westbound, and we're almost flying due west pretty much until we get to right around the McVille airport. That's 6 Papa 7 out to the west there, getting towards Pittsburgh. That's going to help us to join up on the Allegheny River. Now going west on that first part, which is about 80 miles, you can go at either 4,500 or 6,500. That's going to be kind of a pilot's choice initially for that first part, going just pretty much due west towards the Allegheny, 4,500 or 6,500 feet, your choice. Once you join up on the Allegheny River, right around that McVille airport, the rest of it is pretty much just following the river. However, once you do start following the river southbound, we ask that you descend to 2,500 feet. And we should all be at that 2,500 feet going southbound along the river. We're going to follow it as it snakes, left, right, zigzag, zigzag, and you're just going to follow the river all the way down to the city of Pittsburgh. And you want to be careful then once you get close to the city, then you're going to want to get down to about 22 or 2,300 feet. So 2,200, 2,300 feet. That's going to just assure that we don't get into the Class Bravo. That'll keep us below not only the 3,000 foot shelf, but the 2,500 foot shelf as well. That just barely is kind of in that area of where the three rivers meet. So as long as you're at 22, 2,300 feet, that should give you plenty of clearance, at least 500 feet over all of the bridges that are out there, all the tall obstacles and bridges that are all along the river there. And keep you also below the Class Bravo airspace. Now, as you're approaching the point, that's when you're going to want to go ahead and make the call to Allegheny Tower. And you can just call them and say, whatever your call sign is, we're just along the Allegheny River here to the north of the city, 2,300 feet. Inbound for a full stop with whatever the information is going to be at Allegheny County at that time. We do have a dedicated tower at Allegheny County to make sure that we're not interrupting really with what's going on over at Pittsburgh. And that's kind of the idea. We're kind of inserting ourselves into this Flight of the Living Dead event tonight without actually being a nuisance to Pitt International while they deal with all of their jet traffic. And kind of, in a way, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing the rest of the network, hey, look at us. There's a bunch of GA guys. This looks kind of like fun on a Tuesday night. And maybe we'll encourage some people to do some more GA stuff at future VAT USA events. But that's the specific routing. If you have any questions about the specific routing, we'll get to the end. Again, I have not only the route map, but the written description out in the briefing if you need to read through it one more time. Yeah, we're all going to be in GA prop aircraft or helicopters. I don't know if we have any helicopters, but if we do, great. The way we're going to space ourselves out is by speed. And what I mean by speed, I mean by cruise speed. So I'm going to be taking off in a Mooney. I'm going to be cruising about a $170 in the Mooney. And I'm going to be leading the pack tonight. I'll be the first person to take off out of Allegheny County. And in theory, I should be the first person to take off out of State College Regional. In theory, I should be the first person to land at Allegheny County. The idea with the faster aircraft taking off first, the middle of the pack speed aircraft taking off towards the middle, and the slower aircraft taking towards the back of the line is we want to try to prevent any kind of passing along this conga line since we're all doing the exact same route. Now, is there going to be some passing? I'm sure there is. It's not going to be perfect. I don't expect it to be perfect, but the idea is we want to try to minimize the amount of passing that happens. So if you're in an aircraft that's doing 150 knots or greater at cruise, you're going to want to be towards the front of the line. If you're doing between about a $120 to about a $150, then you're going to want to be towards the middle of the pack. If you're going to be cruising slower than 120, you're going to want to try and wait till about the end of the line to take off. And again, I'll be the first person to depart this evening, just like we used to do in the old school days. And I'll kind of lead the charge here, lead the conga line into Allegheny County. And then the only other real thing that I ask you to do is to file a VFR flight plan. And again, that's just for kind of recognition on VATSPY and VATSIM radar and all those things so that people can see, hey, there's like 14, 15 guys that are flying from University Park, State College to Allegheny County, all GA. And it's just a good way to kind of promote the flying club, promote the brand, and promote GA in general. So that's kind of what we're looking at when we do those kind of things. And the weather, thank God, is great because usually when I run a Virtuous Safe Flying Club event, the weather is garbage, but this is about as nice of a VFR night as you could ask for. I would encourage you to fly real time because this is a spooky event, so it would probably be best to be flown in the dark. However, that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to judge you one way or the other. If you decide to fly in the daytime, it makes no difference to me. Just a suggestion for the type of event that it is. The only real things that you need to worry about, there is a little bit of terrain, nothing crazy though. When you take off out of here, on either side, there's a little bit of like a small mountain range, goes up to, I think the highest point along our route of flight is like 2,500 feet. That's why we're cruising at 4,500 or 6,500 feet. Just keep that in mind in terms of terrain. And then, of course, the Pittsburgh Class Bravo is the other big thing that we need to avoid. And that's going to be the scariest part about tonight is avoiding the Pittsburgh Bravo. If I find out that anyone busts the Bravo for this flight tonight, then that, just like I put in the briefing, that's going to be a fate worse than death for you. And obviously I say that I'm joking, of course, but let's try to avoid the Pittsburgh class Bravo along the route that we've got here, and that's why I have the specific altitudes listed for that second half of the flight, so that we can avoid the Bravo. And again, since we have the dedicated tower at Allegheny, make sure you make the call before entering the Delta. My recommendation is to make the call while you're still on the Allegheny River, just to the north of the city, is probably going to be the best place to kind of make that call. That's going to be about 8-9 miles, I believe, to the north of the field, essentially, is when you're going to be making that call. And that's a loose guess. It could be a little bit less, but that's the idea. Is you want to make that call before you get to the point where the three rivers meet, to then make sure you're going to have the appropriate clearance. And it's going to be runway, last I checked, it was runway 10 most likely. Wind 090 at 6, yeah. So it's going to be runway 10 at Allegheny. So we can all probably expect to join either a left downwind or a left base for runway 10 coming off of our route to do the landing in Allegheny. And then we're going to park over by like the general aviation parking near the terminal, or the upper west ramp is preferred area for parking once we all kind of get back together on the ground there. And that is more or less what I have for you guys in terms of the briefing. If anybody has any questions about the route or anything else, now would be the time. Alright, sounds like everyone's kind of got a handle on what's going on then. Like I said, make sure you file the VFR flight plans. The reason why I asked for that, again, is just for good recognition for us, and so that obviously also the controllers know exactly what we're doing. They can all see, and again, both NYA or TCC, the guys that we have on ground and tower for us at State College, and then all the guys over at Cleveland are fully aware of the situation of what we're doing, our route, that we're going into Allegheny, that we're going to be avoiding the Bravo, everything. So we should be all well coordinated on that. In terms of flight following, I'm going to leave that up to you guys, but they are doing the event into Pittsburgh. There's a chance that they might be a little bit too busy to handle the flight following, but maybe they're not. I'm not sure. I don't know the frequency for Cleveland Center. That would be the initial frequency. But again, I'm going to leave that kind of at club member discretion. But obviously, departing the Delta University Park and arriving into the Delta at Allegheny, you obviously have to talk to your traffic controllers there. And again, faster aircraft towards the front, slower aircraft towards the back. That's kind of how we want to space ourselves out. And nobody goes until I go, so you're gonna wait till you hear November 124 my Charlie taxi on out to runway 6 here at State College before the rest of the conga line gets going. Just like the old days, for the guys that have been here since the start, you'll all remember that that's how we used to do it most of the time. But anyways, again, does anybody have any questions for me?
Just one.
Go ahead.
Ben.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to see if you could say what you were saying about the. Oh, sorry. Hang on. No, go ahead. I gotta do something real quick. Go ahead.
Who else had the question?
We'll be below the departure shelf. We won't have to talk to them, correct? Just make sure.
You're talking about over in Pittsburgh. The idea.
The arrival, yeah.
The idea is that, yeah, as long as we are all abiding by the altitudes that I have listed. If you're at the 2,300 feet, right at that last little bit when you're getting close to the point, that should keep you below all of the Class Bravo shelves.
Gotcha. And for those of us that haven't done a conga line flight before, what are some easy tips to kind of help maintain distance so we're not too close or we don't end up backing up people behind us, that kind of thing?
Yeah, and then some of it is just kind of visually. If you see that you're creeping up on the guy in front of you, you can kind of just slow yourself down. Or if you can figure out who is the person in front of you, whether it be via their call sign, or and we can communicate in this channel too, and be like, hey, I think it's 6 Bravo Whiskeys in front of me. What speed are you going? So then you can kind of ask each other and know what speed you're doing, so you can kind of adjust yourselves accordingly. And again, if there is passing, it's not the end of the world. The idea is we're just trying to avoid as much of it as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Benjamin, are you put back together? You have a question?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks, man.
All right. Is anybody else?
Patrick, what are you flying tonight?
Patrick?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
flying the new normally aspirated Bonanza.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions? All right. Well, like I said, once you get connected to the network, make sure to file the VFR flight plan, please, from State College, University Park over to Allegheny. And in about, just give me 3 minutes to get kind of set up on my end. And you guys will hear me on the ground frequency make the call. Just let me call first and taxi out first to get the conga line started. I just need 3 minutes to get myself fully prepared here. So bear with me on that. But between those now and then, those 3 minutes, if you do have questions, let me know. All right, Chad, let's get this volume back up. We should be all set to go in here. Fuel's still good, everything's good here, so I should be ready to go. I just need to get tuned to the ground frequency. I'm going to use my cheatsy doodle method as I always do. 125.725. It's a very weird ground frequency, but that is the ground frequency here. And we'll pick up the ATIS. It's going to be runway 6. It looks like we have information, Juliet. Kitty Monster, thanks for coming in today. Oh, you guys can see the kitty cat, by the way. She's sleeping right here, right? You can see the little black blob right there to my left, and that's the kitty cat. She's sleeping. So, all right, let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Where is the parking brake? Oh, there it is. Okay. Do a quick brake check. Get the taxi light on. University Park ground, Mooney 124 Mike Charlie, requesting taxi. We have information, Juliet, coming from the GA ramp.
124 Mike Charlie, University ground, hello. Runway 6 taxi via Delta, and then Alpha. Would you like Alpha 3 departure? It's about 5,500 feet available there.
Sure, we'll take it. Delta, Alpha 3 departure for Mooney 124 Mike Charlie. Alright, so Alpha 3 intersection, runway 6. We'll get the conga line going, and the rest of the club members. Alright, so I'm moving on out, guys. So like I said, if you're in a fast aircraft, if you know you're going to be doing like 150 plus in the cruise, like the Mooney, like I said, I'm going to be doing about $170. Then you guys want to kind of start to get towards the front of the line. 120 to 150, you want to be towards the middle, and if you're doing less than $120, maybe try to wait towards the end of the line.
When you want to for Mike Charlie, contact University Tower on 128.47.
12847 from Mooney 124 Mike Charlie. Thanks for coming in today.
Flying.
Can barely see out the front of this thing. Good lord. So this intersection is going to be the one that's right here to our left. And we'll get set to go flying here. I believe it's this one. No, it's not this one. It is the next one. Oh, no, it is this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Tower, good evening. Mooney 124 Mike Charlie, short of 6 at Alpha 3, ready for departure.
Mooney 124 Mike Charlie, make right downwind departure, wind 120 at 8, runway 6 at Alpha 3, clear for takeoff.
Alright, right down departure to the west, runway 6 at Alpha 3, clear for takeoff, Mooney 124 Mike Charlie. Let's go flying, chat.
4 Mike Charlie, report clear of the Delta.
Wilco, 4 Mike Charlie. Strobes on, landing light on, all the lights are on. Let's go, chat. I realize now I still have the flashlight on and not the actual cabin lights, so I'll adjust that once I get the autopilot on. Good lord. Good start. It'll work. Clear right, turning right. Clear right, turning right. I'm climbing at 4,500 feet.
November 11816, University Park Tower, good evening, wind at 120 at 8, make right downwind departure, runway 6, clear for takeoff.
Right downwind departure, runway 6, clear for takeoff.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and get the autopilot on. We'll go heading
University
for
Tower,
now.
good evening. It's November 8
Arm
Bravo Zulu.
engage.
We are on Alpha at Alpha 3 behind the company traffic.
1 Bravo Zulu, University Park Tower, good evening.
Iowa Scotsman just resubbed for 21 months. /.
And Mooney 4 Mike Charlie, we are leaving the Delta.
Number 124 Mike Charlie, roger. Frequency change approved, I'll see ya.
Green change approved, 4 Mike Charlie, good night. Alright, get on to Unicom for now. 4,500 feet, we're climbing out, we're doing good there. Let me go ahead and turn the lights on that I forgot to turn on like an idiot. That's a lot better. Instead of using the dang old flashlight. Alright, we'll level off. .4 squared should be good. Right at the edge of the green on the exhaust temp. Very good. Switch the fuel tanks. We're on our way. Can see all of our buddies getting lined up, ready to go out of University Park. And we're making our way. Nice spooky night here that we've got tonight for the event.
Yo, good luck with your flight, guys.
Thank you. MSFS2020, thanks for coming in today. Iowa Scotsman, thank you for the 21-month resubscription, buddy. I appreciate you very much. 21 months. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're on the move. We're gonna fly towards 6 Papa 7, which is McVille, till we can reach up to the Allegheny River, and then once we find the Allegheny River, we're gonna follow that south towards the city of Pittsburgh, and that'll lead us into our destination. Look at the kitty cat sleeping on the couch back there. She's so cute in her little ball. She looks like a little void. Just a little black hole on the couch. Give you guys a little wing view here. The moon. Having the moon in the shot seems like it's appropriate for this kind of event. Meant to be a spooky event. All those red lights you guys see right out there, those are all wind turbines. You can kind of see when you zoom in. There is actually a bunch of those wind turbines between here and our path in real life. Because I've kind of flown in this area before. There's a ton of, not as many as all those wind turbines near like Palm Springs, but there's quite a few wind turbines out here, so that's why you see all those red lights. It's not the red light district, Kenny Monster. We're not in Amsterdam. It's going to be Johnstown over to our left here. Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Where you start to kind of see it light up, and Altoona's over there as well. You got Johnstown on Altoona up over here. By the way, I tried to adjust my volume so that I'm not as loud. I've listened to some of the playbacks of my stream, and I always sound like I'm really loud when I'm talking. So I've adjusted my mic decibel level down. I even just did it kind of a little bit more. I want to know what you guys think. Do I sound a little less loud? I feel like I'm always aggressively loud when I listen to myself. Do I sound a little bit less loud this evening? Have I kind of got it tweaked down enough, or do I still sound kind of loud? Or am I too quiet now? Been tweaking with that a little bit, because I always feel like whenever I listen to playbacks of my own streams that I'm super loud. So let me know what you think. Kenny Monster, you'd probably know better than anyone. Do I sound better, too quiet, too loud still? I do eventually need to get a new mic as well. New headset mic. That's problem for another time, though. Candy Monster, are you listening, buddy? I need you. I need somebody. Going for in-flight meal, long flight BRB. Still loud in my opinion. Okay, let's see. This is good. This is what I need you guys for tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower myself. How about now? I just lowered it another 5 decibels. Is that better, Iowa Scotsman? Is that a more appropriate, reasonable level for me talking over the sound of the sim? Something that I've been meaning to tweak for a while, because I always listen, like I said, back to my streams and I sound like I'm way too loud. But if you guys think, is this a better voice volume now? Better? Okay. Then I'll keep it then at this, so minus 10 decibels. I'll make a note of that. I'll keep it there. Sim volume sounds like it should be fine. I'm looking at the sliders now, and I still see that I'm louder than the actual sim volume and computer volume itself, which is what I need it to be, so that you guys can hear me talk over the sim. But alright. Yeah, because I've listened to my past videos, and I've always sounded extremely way too loud. So I think this is going to be for the best. Something I've been meaning to work on for a while, too. I don't know why I put it off for so long. Probably because I'm not a professional streamer. Got some of the Versus, we got the Versus Flying Club members all airborne. I see a handful of us in the air. On our way. Again, Pittsburgh has 34 arrivals and Allegheny County has 15. So we got, you know, almost as many arrivals, or a third of the arrivals going into Allegheny as there is into Pittsburgh for the event tonight. That's good. It's showing the strength of GA once again on the network tonight with the event that we're doing, which is what we're trying to do. My typing is slow due to stroke release. One of the, oh my goodness, man! I'm sorry to hear that. Are you, shit. Man, I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm glad you're here watching tonight. I'm sorry that you can't join us. I'm sorry that that happened. Wow. That's terrifying, man. I'm glad you're okay. Did they say, are you going to be able to regain, you know, your speech and all that back? Is that something that hopefully will all kind of come back over time? It's terrifying, man. It's terrifying. Well, Ron, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the recovery from that. I'm glad you're still with us. That's absolutely devastating to hear, and, yeah, man, that's... Sorry to hear that, man, I really am. Like I said, I'm glad you're still with us. I know there's probably not much I can do to help you all the way from New York here, but if you think of anything for me to be able to help you out or something, let me know. Got about 10 minutes until we get to our point that's going to get us towards the Allegheny, and then from that point on we're going to be heading more or less south along the river. I'm going to kind of get my heading bug ready to go, and we're just going to kind of follow the river. Yeah, that's scary, man. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do all the way here from New York, but if you could think of anything, let me know. It's scary. I do have to figure out what the next airport is going to be for one of those Make Mike Sweat events. I have to go through and figure out which airports I've done already. I've done quite a few. I'm going to have to find one that I haven't done yet. Also, this is going to be the last time that I'm streaming without a ring on my finger, chat. I'm getting married on Saturday. Sarah and I are getting married on Saturday, so this is the actual last flight sim or any kind of stream that I'm going to be doing before I'm a married man. Like I said, I'll be showing off the ring, although obviously the ring for the man is not really as impressive as the ring for the ladies are, but I'll be showing off the ring next time I stream. airplane ASMR for you guys. Okay, we're gonna be coming up pretty close here to the river. Even though it's nighttime, we should be able to reasonably be able to identify the river visually, even though it's nighttime. Be the dark thing below us. That'll be coming up soon here. What I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start descending to that 2,500 feet. We should be plenty clear now of any obstacles. So we should be able to descend without any problem down to 2,500 feet. And be safely above, again, like I said, all the obstacles out here as we're getting towards the river. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to arm, I'm going to gauge. It's going to be a slow descent. We'll do 500 feet a minute. Down to 2,500 feet. Start kind of preparing ourselves for that southbound along the river part. And then we're just going to zig and zag with the river. Make sure we stay clear of the Bravo. We'll get down again to the 2,300 feet just before we get towards the city. And then we'll talk to Allegheny Tower. I'm going to get the Allegheny Tower tuned up now, too, while we're there. That's going to be 121.1. And let's take a look at the ATIS for Allegheny. I'm imagining it's runway 10, and it is indeed runway 10. Visual approach news landing runway 10. 10 and clear. That's what we like to see. All right, very good. I'm going to switch fuel tanks. There's the river kind of coming into view right along here, it looks like.
November 884, runway 10, clear for the option.
That looks like there's an aircraft in the pattern at Allegheny.
10, clear for the option.
And I can tell already that the volume for V-Pilot is too high. We're going to lower that down. Something that I'm always working on is the volume of the stream. 3,500 for 2,500. Starting to see the river come into view here. Looks like we want more of like a 240 heading to start following the river. Got the conga line going. Still a handful of us that are on the ground over at State College, University Park, but then we got a bunch of us that are in the air. Starting to see the river come into view here. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust myself now. We're going to go heading mode. We're going to follow the river. And now we can go direct to Kilo Alpha Charlie Golf. I'm sorry, Kilo Alpha Golf Charlie, AGC. Allegheny County, there we go. And this will just kind of give us a distance reference now for how far away we are as we're following the river along here. And we're going to slow ourselves down just a little bit here. We don't need to be hauling down this river. It is not exactly easy to see the river at night. So it's a slight tactical error on my part maybe, but we'll kind of make the best of it. We have the GPS to kind of almost kind of help us here to kind of see where the river is, so we can use that in lieu of not being able to see it clearly. You can see it, you know, it's not terrible, but we'll kind of make do with what we got, as they say. In terms of doing our best to just kind of follow the river down. And then it'll be pretty obvious once we get up to the city of Pittsburgh. It'll be very bright and obvious, which I think we're looking at it kind of right there. So we're good at 2,500 feet for now. As we get a little bit deeper and closer to the city and deeper into the Bravo, that's where we'll lose that extra. And I'm going to go and just kind of set now 2,300 feet just to kind of have that ready. And we just need to lose a couple hundred feet to make sure that we're going to be below the shelf. How do you see water at night? Again, it just depends on the kind of the lights around it. In the real airplane, I'd probably have better night vision. You'd have better night vision in the real airplane versus what you're going to get in the sim. So that's another factor that maybe makes you being in the sim a little bit harder. But if it's pitch black, like when you go out over the ocean, Kenny Monster, and it's pitch black, you can't see it. It's just a black hole. But in this case, you got some of the lights of like the surrounding towns and areas that kind of giving you just a general
expression to the southeast. I would like to make a VFR flight following to the north for Bravo but to India, Brever County.
Number 5216 Lima, do you have an altitude you want to go at?
Can we do 3,000 feet? And Cessna 162 Skycatcher.
Apologies, I stepped on the air. How about 3,500?
Based on we can do 3,500 for 163.
Tower 84, turning base, runway 10.
November 884, runway 10, clear for the option.
10, clear for the option, 84.
November 16 Lima, squawk 5142.
Squawk 5142, 16 Lima.
November 16 Lima, information Bravo's current. Let me know when you're ready for taxi.
Roger, call for taxi 5142, 16 Lima. And sorry, step back.
Alright, so we're going to lose that extra 200 feet now, chat, as we're getting close to the Bravo.
Apologies, second.
If my sim would stop stuttering, that'd be ideal. So now we should have no chance of being anywhere in...
Alligator Tower, good evening. Pod 1 looking for IFR over to OSU.
Class Bravo.
Pod 1 Allegheny Tower, good evening. You are cleared to the Oscar Sierra Uniform Airport via the Allegheny 9 departure. Radar vectors Delmy, then as filed. Climb and maintain 3,000. Departure frequency 119.35. Squawk 0720.
Pod 1 cleared to Ohio State University via the Allegheny 3. Radar vectors D-line.
Sorry, that's the wrong thing.
That is filed 3,000, expect 24010 after departure 119.35, squawk 0720.
Pod 1 just confirm.
Hey,
Allegheny 9.
I've got an airspeed of about 156, 155 right now.
Allegheny 9.
Right, thanks.
Are you
Tower
off
2
my tail
back
right?
to River Taxi.
Yeah, descended from 65 down to
correction,
45, and I was just trying to build
We're
right.
just zigging and zagging with the river here.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
November
Looks like
884
we're good.
taxi, parking via Alpha.
Once I cross over the airport here, I'm going to descend into
Taxi
25.
Alpha 84.
You guys can hear the other flying
November
club
16
members.
Lima, runway 10, taxi via Alpha, give way to the Skyhawk. Just vacated off runway 10.
Taxi to holding for 10, give way to Skyhawk 163.
And a tower advises there's a wave of traffic coming in for the airport. Oh yeah.
Oh, wrong way there, wrong way.
November 85, Victor Mike, request, IFR, Baltimore. November 85, Victor Mike, Allegheny Tower, you're cleared to the Baltimore Airport via the Allegheny 9 departure. Radar vectors Keyman, then as filed. Climb and maintain 3000. Departure frequency 119.35. Squawk 0665. Clears to Baltimore Airport, as filed.
Tall stacks right here that we're avoiding.
Filed, maintain 3000. Departure frequency 119.35. Squawk 0665.
If you guys want to start putting letting rate guesses in the chat, now would probably be a good time. We're only about 12 miles out. I'm going to be pretty focused here on the arrival into Allegheny, so if you guys want to start putting, you can see the city of Pittsburgh starting to come into view here.
Can we use golf as intersection departure?
If you guys want to start putting landing rate guesses in the chat, now would be a good time.
Pod 1, that's approved as request. Roger, approved as request, right? Affirm. Roger, thank you, and we need a minute on that golf, thank you, for 116.
That was not Pod 1 that called you, sir.
My apologies. November 16 Lima, runway 10 at golf is approved. Roger 1, golf is approved, 116 Lima.
Loosely following. Oh, you can see everyone behind us. Look at that. You can see the conga line behind us. That's pretty cool. Allegheny Tower, good evening. This is Mooney 124, Mike Charlie. We're 10 to the north, going to be along the Allegheny here. Going to wrap around the point, inbound for a full stop, and we have information. Bravo.
November 124, Mike Charlie, Allegheny Tower, thanks for Bravo. Enter a left downwind, runway 10.
Left downwind, runway 10 for Mooney 124, Mike Charlie.
And a tower.
So it'll be a left downwind. The airport elevation is 1252, so we're going to be pretty much right at a traffic pattern altitude. 2300 is going to be the traffic pattern altitude.
Number 16 Lima, wind 090 at 6.
So altitude-wise, we're good. We're going to really start slowing up here.
10 golf clear takeoff after departure of left downwind 1 Charlie 6. That's correction, 16 Lima.
Start getting ourselves slowed down as we get close to the city here. As we get close to where the three rivers meet, you got the city of Pittsburgh off our left-hand side here. You can see some of the departures out of Pittsburgh right now. And you got just us coming down the pike. There's the city of Pitt right here. And the bridges, they're not going to do justice on the bridges in the sim, unfortunately. This sim still hasn't figured out making the bridges look nice, but otherwise you'd be seeing a lot of the yellow bridges of Pittsburgh. It's a city that is black and yellow all through and through. Yeah, it's not going to depict the bridges of Pittsburgh very nicely here, it doesn't look like. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm sure there's a scenery pack. I'm sure it's payware. And last call on the landing rate guesses if you guys want to throw one in there. We'll get the first notch of flaps in. Like I said, we really kind of want to be slowed down at this point. Because we're going to be not only then wrapping around the rivers, but then going into the left downwind.
Tower 116, we're turning crosswind. Advise if we can depart at the crosswind because we're going north.
Here's the city.
Allegheny Tower, good day. November 520 Whiskey is 8 miles to the north of VFR approach.
November 16 Lima, affirm. My apologies, crosswind departure is approved. Roger, thank you. November 520 Whiskey, Allegheny Tower, Allegheny altimeter 3015, enter a left base, runway 10.
You can see some of the arrivals also going into Pitt over the top of us here.
Runway 1020.
And there's the city. We'll give you the outside view. Steel City. Got some of the stadiums down below here.
November 118 16 Allegheny Tower. Good evening. Allegheny altimeter 3015. Enter a left down on runway 10.
Got the baseball, that's PNC Park.
Allegheny
You
Tower.
got what used to be Heinz Field, I don't know what the new name
Bonanza,
is.
November 81 Bravo Zulu. We're about 10 miles to the north of the field.
This is where I'm going to turn the autopilot off.
As well.
And we're going to hand fly.
Looking for a full stop.
November 81 Bravo Zulu, Allegheny Tower, Allegheny altimeter.
So you can see this is where the three rivers meet. It comes right down to a point right here, Point State Park.
3015, and we'll follow the traffic.
That bridge is done nicely. That bridge is done nicely.
Tower Pod 1 with Bravo upper ramp, Jesus, ready to taxi.
There's a good view of the city.
Pod 1, runway 10, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 10 via Alpha, Pod 1.
There's the soccer stadium. That's where the Riverhounds play. Oh, I'm losing some altitude here. Probably don't want to do that.
November 85 Victor Mike, runway 10, taxi via Alpha. November 5216, contact
City and the stadium is very nice. It's a beautiful city. Beautiful, beautiful city. And now we'll go ahead and just join a left downwind for runway 10 at Allegheny. Again, I do miss living in Pittsburgh. I lived there for 2 years. Great city.
124 Mike Charlie, squawk 5275, identify.
Alright, 5275 identing for 4 Mike Charlie.
Sorry, say again, frequency was 16 Lima. November 16 Lima, negative, Pittsburgh departure 119.35. 119.35, good day, 16 Lima.
Alright, so as much as I want to keep looking at the beautiful city...
124 Mike Charlie, radar contact 5 miles north of the field. Traffic at your 12 o'clock, 5 miles northbound, Skyhawk 2400.
Traffic in sight, 4 Mike Charlie.
November 4 Mike Charlie, do you have the traffic in sight?
Yeah, traffic in sight, 4 Mike Charlie.
4 Mike Charlie, roger, maintain visual separation.
Maintain the visual, 4 Mike Charlie. Alright, so now we're looking for the field so that we can join ourselves on a left downwind. And that's going to be right out over here. You can see all the taxi lights and everything over there. So we kind of almost need to keep going where we're doing what we're doing, and then we're going to have to kind of almost do like a 180 loop to get into the left downwind for
November 85 Victor Mike.
runway 10.
10, clear for takeoff, flag runway heading. Traffic on a 3-mile final. Runway 10 clear for takeoff, flag runway heading. November 85 Victor Mike. November 20 Whiskey, traffic departs prior to your arrival, runway 10. You doing pattern? Or full stop?
Full stop, 20.
And November 20 Whiskey, roger, traffic departs prior to your arrival, runway 10, clear to land.
Roger, traffic departing prior to our arrival, clear to land, runway 1020.
So now we can start turning in towards the field.
Allegheny Tower, Sierra Tango Charlie is 8 miles southwest with information Bravo inbound for touch and go.
Number 390 Tango Charlie, Allegheny Tower, Allegheny altimeter 3015, enter a right base, runway 10.
Right base, runway 10, Sierra Tango Charlie.
Again, we got the field in sight, we got traffic and final on sight, there's traffic taking off. I think we've kind of almost made Allegheny almost as busy as Pitt International. Just some residual traffic that's not even flying club traffic that's coming inbound. I love that we're able to do that sometimes to really get the GA stuff cooking.
We got the traffic in sight, 81 Bravo Zulu.
November 1 Bravo Zulu, roger, maintain visual separation.
We'll maintain visual separation, 1 Bravo Zulu.
Number 85 Victor Mike, contact Pittsburgh departure, 119.35, see ya. Contact departure, thanks, 85 Victor Mike. Pod 1, runway 10, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 10, Pod 1.
24 Mike Charlie left downwind.
November 4 Mike Charlie, extend your down and I'll call your base.
You call the base for my Charlie. Alright, so he's got our base.
November 20 Whiskey, taxi to parking via Alpha.
Taxi to parking via Alpha 20 Whiskey.
November 816, traffic to follow at your 2 to 3 o'clock, 5 miles westbound, a Mooney 2300. Report the traffic in sight.
Got the traffic.
November 816, roger, follow the traffic, maintain visual separation.
Put the gear down.
Pod 1, fly runway heading, runway 10, clear for takeoff.
And we're extending our
Heading
downwind.
10, clear for takeoff, Pod 1.
Allegheny Tower, Skyhawk 884, over at the FBO with Bravo, be a part of the pattern.
November 884, roger, runway 10, taxi via Alpha. The Allegheny altimeter.
This guy's going to be busier than Pittsburgh.
10 via Alpha, Skyhawk 884.
November 4 Mike Charlie, base approved.
Turn base for my Charlie.
Allegheny Tower, November 1253 Charlie, 8 is Bravo, following the river for full stop.
November 1253 Charlie, Allegheny Tower, roger, entry left downwind, runway 10, Allegheny altimeter 3015.
Left downwind 103015, 1253 Charlie.
November 0 Tango Charlie, traffic to follow at your 10 o'clock, 5 miles turning southbound of Mooney at 2000. Report the traffic inside.
Traffic inside, 0 Tango Charlie.
November 0 Tango Charlie, roger, follow the traffic, maintain visual separation.
Maintain visual separation, 0 Tango Charlie.
Pod 1, contact Pittsburgh departure, see ya.
For departure, Pod 1, good luck.
A little low on the
November
final here.
816, roger, extend your down and I'll call your base.
Tower Skyhawk 884, short, runway 10, ready for departure.
November 884, roger, traffic short final.
See if we can get a good landing.
November 4 Mike Charlie, runway 10, clear to land.
10, clear to land for my Charlie. We are clear to land, chat. Last call on the landing rate guesses.
Allegheny Tower, November 6 Bar Whiskey is on the river, coming in full stop. November 6 Bravo Whiskey, roger. November 6 Whiskey, Allegheny Tower, roger. The Allegheny altimeter 3016. And traffic to follow.
Damn, alright, you set the bar high tonight, Kenny Monster. Let's see what I can do here.
At 2300.
See what I can do.
Caravan, flight 6 Bravo Whiskey. Number 816, turn base.
Gear down, flaps full. We're clear to land. There is like this little bit of a slight little ridge right in front of the runway here that we have to be mindful of. Or like a little bit of like a lake, rather. Almost.
You can hear me. You have a hot mic.
Last aircraft calling, it was coming in pretty broken. Number 0 Tango Charlie, runway 10, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, runway 1039, Tango Charlie.
Yeah, it's like a tree that's right there for some reason.
Yeah, Allegheny 1.
Clear that.
Charlie X-ray, Vanessa, you're approaching the city over the river, coming in for full stop for Allegheny for 157 Charlie X-ray.
November 157 Charlie
little
X-ray,
float.
Allegheny Tower, roger. The Allegheny altimeter 3016, center a left downwind.
I don't know, Kenny Monster. I think I might have beat you. That one seemed pretty good.
Yep, got the weather, at 1 altimeter, the left downwind.
That one felt pretty good, buddy.
It's going to be left downwind, runway 10.
Thank you. Left downwind for 107 Charlie X-ray.
November 1 Bravo Zulu, extend your downwind. I'll call your base.
Extend the downwind. You call the base. 81 Bravo.
For my Charlie, clear on Alpha 3 here, just going to the GA ramp right in front of us.
4 Mike Charlie, roger. Welcome. November 4 Mike Charlie, roger. Taxi parking straight ahead. See ya.
Parking straight ahead. Thanks for coming in today. Appreciate you being here for us tonight. Good luck.
No problem, sir. Woo woo. November 1 Bravo Zulu traffic to follow at your 9 o'clock.
We get parked right
2
up
miles,
here.
opposite direction.
Give ourselves some princess parking.
Cessna 2300 front traffic set.
We have the traffic inside 1 Bravo Zulu.
November 1 Bravo Zulu, roger, follow the traffic.
Alright, follow the traffic, 1 Bravo Zulu.
It's gonna be just a few minutes here, maybe, November 884.
Roger, 84.
Park brake set.
November 1253 Charlie turning to downwind 10.
Very nice. Alright, ground it.
November 53 Charlie, roger, traffic to follow at your 11 to 12 o'clock, 4 miles, turning base.
Avionics off, lights off, batteries off.
Beechcraft at 2000.
Kenny Monster, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to have you beat. I did float a little bit. You're not wrong on that. Not wrong on that, but let's see. Still was in the touchdown zone. I'm going to argue that I was still plenty in the touchdown zone, so I think it counts. Oh. You got me by 2. You said 63. I got minus 65 and 1.04 in the G. So you got me. You lucky son of a gun. You got me. Although I always got some moves closer on the landing right, guess. But you beat me tonight, Kenny Monster. I don't even need to screenshot that one. You can see. Look at the guys that we got coming on final. Look at this nice little conga line. I'm going to get the drone cam out, and we're going to do some drone camming for a little bit here before I send you guys off. I also have some things that I need to say on stream before I close out, but we'll get to that. You did beat me. Look at you go, Kenny Monster. You're some kind of pilot, my friend. Look at that. We got one guy coming in. Got another guy coming in. Got another guy coming in. I want to go back to the city, so we're going to drone cam out over to the city here real quick. Because, again, I lived in the city of Pittsburgh for 2 years when I did that charter gig back in the day, and I really loved living here. And you can see Pitt International. Look, it's not too far to get to Pitt International out over in the distance right here. You can see how how close these two airports are. So let's go to the city, get a good view, see how the sim does. You can see another one of the Flying Club guys coming off the river. You can see it. Look at the handful of guys that are coming down the river. That's awesome to see the conga line coming in. That's what we like to see. Club is doing a great job tonight with this event. But yeah, here's the city. So I lived somewhere like out over yonder in what you would call the South Hills. So somewhere out over here, out in the suburbs in Mount Lebanon was the name of the town. But then you got the South Shore right here. This is the Riverhound Stadium. That's Highmark Stadium. You got a couple of the inclines that go up. But one of them I think goes up like right in this general area. You can almost kind of see like right here. Yeah, you can kind of see where the incline would be. The station down here, and then it takes you up the hill, and then it comes up here. This is Mount Washington up here. It's a really good restaurant right here. And then you got over here, and then you walk far enough this way, and you get kind of the view eventually of the city, like right here. So I'll show you guys this angle. It's going to be different at night, but then if I take a look at this, so look at this angle on the sim, and then you look at it during the daytime in real life when I took the picture, and there you go. That's a real life picture that I took a few years ago of the city of Pittsburgh from the same angle that we're looking at more or less from the stream right now. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a comparison. Again, difference daylight, nighttime, but you kind of get the idea. The sim does a pretty decent job actually of depicting it, so that's pretty cool. The bridges are definitely leave a little bit to be desired, but that's a must-fuss issue. That's a pretty common issue. So there you go. I would say you guys get the idea of what I'm looking at in terms of the city of Pittsburgh. All right, so set a position. All right, real quick. It's a pretty short stream for me. Only been about an hour and a half. Pretty short flight. A lot of it was briefing. Before we finish up here, guys, I just want to real quick. You can see Sarah in the back. Hi. They say hi. You can see the pretty kitty right here. See the pretty kid right here. But I do want to say The last time I streamed on Saturday, I was doing the Kennedy event. I was on Kennedy Tower, and then of course I was on the Rober sector of New York Approach. It was a little bit rough when I was on the approach sector, I won't lie. It was quite busy. Any Kennedy-specific event gets busy. But I said some things on that stream that I didn't even realize that I had said it, really. It was heat of the moment.
Hey, do we have any place at the end here where we check in with our flight plan or anything?
Yes, there is a... Hold on. Yes, the channel is the Flight of the Living Dead GA channel. I forgot to mark myself, but you mark yourself. You just mark your call sign and the time of arrival.
Gracias, sir. Fun event, man.
I'll get back to what I was saying in a second. I'm sorry, chat. Alright. So I said some things about Boston, ARTCC, that I shouldn't have. I had said the quote that they were doing a horrendous job of giving me aircraft over Rober, and that's, you know, it's VATSIM. It's not right that I said it that way. It's very inconsiderate of me. The Boston guys do a great job controlling. So again, that's on me. It's poor choice of words. Really not. It's not me. You know, I really appreciate all the ATC. I appreciate Boston, Cleveland, all the guys that help us out, especially when we're doing our New York events, and all the ATC that we get for the Flying Club as well. So any of the Boston guys that are watching, or if you see this down the road, or even if they don't, I just need to in general say on the stream, shouldn't talk about other people like that. Poor form on my part, and I am sorry that I said those things on the stream like I did, and hopefully you know, and I've spoken to the ATM, the air traffic manager of Boston ARTCC, apologized to him, told him that if any of the guys that you know, were offended or hurt in any way, that they can contact me directly, and I can apologize to them more directly as well. But it was a clip that got around of me saying it, heat of the moment, but it doesn't matter. It's not something that I should have said. So again, I'm sorry about that. I wanted to make sure that I got that in at the end of the stream. Like I said, I've already done the emails with apologies that too, but I want to make sure that I got it on the stream as well, because that's not me, and I'll be better on future streams. Also, I will not be unmarried on my next stream. I will be married. I will be a married man the next time you guys see me streaming. I'm getting married on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that. That's all. I'm going to leave it on that. Leave it on the good note there with the wedding. We're going to go ahead and raid out. I know that there's a couple of the guys that were streaming that have already landed, though. But I think if I believe Eric Flight is streaming. And if he is, he was towards the back of the pack, I believe. So he should still be airborne. Let's take a look. Because if he's still airborne, then I'll raid out to him. And you guys can watch him do pretty much what I just did. But he's doing it in Cessna. Alright, yeah, we'll get over to him. He looks like he's just coming up on the city. So thanks for coming in today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll see you next time. I'll get this raid squared away. And yeah, this Saturday I am getting married, Kenny Monster. I will be a married man come Saturday evening. So, alright, go say hi to Eric for me. I'm done for the night. Appreciate you guys as always. You guys are the best. And hold on. Let's see. Eric Flight. There he is. Here comes the raid. Have a good night, guys.